My dog found. On the side of the stage, there's a dog found.
O'clock, go ahead and call the meeting to order. Pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Changes or revisions to the regular consent agenda? Entertain a motion and a second to approve the regular consent agenda.
Second.
Wes made a motion to approve regular and consent agendas. Greg seconded. All those in favor? Mr. Gowan and Mr. Yule, would you like to introduce your new staff members?
Yeah, staff.
Yeah. Emily. I want to introduce you to Emily Johnson. She's a graduate from Taylor University and originally from Brazil. And she's been teaching up in Marion Community Schools, so she'll be joining us at the kindergarten level this year. So we're lucky to have her and looking forward to it. Our other one we have is Shania. She's not here tonight. Harper is going to be an instructional assistant for us, and she'll start tomorrow if she's approved tonight. And Emily will start in January.
Sure. Thank you.
We have two teammates that we're hiring, hopefully, here in about 4 minutes. The first one is Miss Michelle Mosteller, and when you hire a teammate, you got to give them a jersey. So there's your jerseys. And Miss Mosteller is a very experienced special education teacher. I'm pretty excited to get to hire somebody. The entire state of Indiana is looking for them and can't find them. And so I'm pretty ecstatic that we found one. I got to work with Miss Mosteller previously in my career, and really excited to have her on board. So welcome, Miss Mosteller. And then second, Mr. Troy Burgess. Troy is going to be our new athletic director, and there's your jerseys. And super excited to have Mr. Burgess join us. Very experienced, successful coach, experienced athletic director, including here at South Putnam previously. And so really excited to have Troy back here on the team. And I am very thrilled to have him.
And good news, Mr. Yule, we already hired them through the consent agenda.
Oh, okay,
so
good. I didn't know that.
They are official. Welcome aboard.
All right, next up we have students of the month. Mr. Gowan?
Allison, you will come on up. Allison Scheidler is our student of the month for Central, and her teacher is Mrs. Gall. She was going to try to come tonight, but she couldn't make it. Mrs. Gall writes that Allison is a very respectful, polite student. She is a very good friend to others and tries to help in any way she can. Allison works very hard, even if things are difficult, and shows perseverance every day. Her conduct is a great example for other students in our class to follow. We're very proud of her. So,
Okay, I get to introduce our Fillmore Elementary Student of the Month, and that is Mr. Colton Dempsey. He is in Mrs. Pell's second grade classroom. Mrs. Pell's here too. Colton always comes into the room ready to work and give 100%. He is kind and caring to others. Colton always works hard. He loves to ask questions and clarify what he is supposed to do in order to do his best. He is a joy to have in class and very deserving of this month's Student of the Month. Congratulations, Colton.
All right. As usual, the middle school and high school students of the month are not here because they're typically working or doing FFA or playing sports or at their job or somewhere. But our middle school student of the month is Jaden Gilson. Oh, Jaden, come here. Oh, I didn't see you. Come right here. So, Mrs. Zimmerman nominated Jaden, and Mrs. Zimmerman is here right there. And she says, I nominate Jaden Gilson. She is Miss Positivity. She is constantly encouraging others, helping in the classroom, bringing a smile. She cares how her classmates are doing and is so inclusive. On multiple occasions, I have been witness to Jaden reaching out to someone who was alone, providing a positive comment to dispute a negative one, and assist someone in their work. She is a joy to have in the classroom, working hard and participating consistently. I love seeing her encouraging and positive attitude. So Jaden Gilson's our middle school student of the month. Okay, maybe I proved wrong. Amelia Jester? Okay, I'm right. All right, Amelia is our South Putnam High School student of the month, and she was nominated by Miss McKean. And Miss McKean said, Amelia is a pleasure to have in class. She is attentive, full of personality, strives to achieve. In class, she's driven and very motivated. What really stands out is that she's also encouraging and motivating to others. So Amelia Jester is our high school student of the month. And then I have a bonus student of the month. So Catherine, come on up. So Catherine Hodge, if you follow our Facebook page, you're fully aware that last night we got to surprise Catherine with probably the most prestigious individual award that we have in our county. And so Catherine was named the 2021 Putnam County Lilly Scholar. Pretty excited because 2 years in a row, South Putnam gets the Lilly. That's pretty exciting. And we're on camera, aren't we? Anytime you can beat one is good, but you beat three, it's really good. But the Lilly, if you're not aware, the Lilly is a full ride, tuition, fees, everything to any college in the state of Indiana. A lot of them then match room and board, and they just shower you with gifts and all kinds of rose petals flow. I mean, milk and honey, right? No. Catherine had a busy day yesterday. She was also our DAR Good Citizen for South Putnam and participated in the essay contest with the Washburn chapter of the Daughters of American Revolution. So she had that yesterday, and then last night she found out she won the Lilly. She had a big day. So good job. So super proud of Catherine. Good job.
Yes. Big night. We had a great crowd, and we really appreciate you guys coming tonight because we didn't get up to do our Spell Bowl competition in person. It was virtual. But these boys and girls, this team, the Central, and their coaches, come on up, coaches. They have worked so hard all fall to prepare for this competition, and they knocked it out of the park again. Last year, they got third place. How many schools? 130.
Wow.
You got third place this year, another great one. So we wanted to recognize our Spell Bowl team tonight with our coaches. Coaches, you got something? Go ahead, take it from here.
Yes. Face your parents, because I want pictures. On each side of the podium. Each side, so your parents can see you.
We're happy and proud to recognize our Central Elementary Spell Bowl members this evening. They competed in the 29th annual Purdue Spell Bowl competition about a month ago, and they earned 6th place in their division of the state. And these hardworking, dedicated students met twice a week for about 3 months and studied very hard, 750 words.
Wow.
So it's amazing. 750 is just an awful lot.
And we did have one near perfect speller, which was Sydney Wagner. Raise your hand. We had 2 perfect spellers. We had Melissa Anderson. Did she make it in? Yep, she made it right in front of me. And Nevaeh Reeves. When I call your name, we have 4th graders. Emily Gastineau, for you. She's down there. And we have Kylie Jefferson. Raise your hand so everybody can see you. And we have Lily Jones. We have Sophie Priest. Lady Query. Grace Smith. Those are all our 4th graders that we hope come out next year. And our 5th grade were Melissa Anderson, Natalie Dobson, Grace Gorham, Cash Monnet, Drexel Parton, Ethan Priest, Nevaeh Reeves, and Sydney Wagner. And we know that the 6th grade coach is going to look for them next year because some of them have been on. She's right there, Mrs. Wells. She's looking for you next year to be on the 6th grade team for the 5th graders. Some of them were on it last year. So she's looking for you, and we're proud of all of you. Great job, 6th in the state. We'll have some certificates later for you.
Could you have them turn around?
Okay, guys, now for the school board.
Introduce yourself.
Okay.
Great. I just like having your name.
Hi, I'm Braylon. I'm Lily Jones. Natalie Gaskell.
Shimona.
Ethan Priest. Sophie Priest. Nick Larry. Grace Clark. Melissa Anderson. Sydney Wagner. Natalie Dobson. And Martin.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Great job, guys.
All right, students and guests, as we move into the business portion of our meeting, we know it's a school night, therefore, we understand if you need to leave and go prepare for another school day. Nice job, young man. Yes. No. Next up, we'll do financial update.
Yep, I'm going to take C and D together. No big surprises here, which is good when we're talking about finances and cash flows. Everything's on track. What you will see in the reports that I gave you this evening here is that in October and November you would see a little bit of an uptick because that's when we had the increase for the raises and the makeup pay that went back to the beginning of the year. So that's the impact and the uptick on that. But other than that, we're running smoothly. All of our projections are on target as we've had since I came on board. So we're all good there. And then on the 2022 budget related items, we are still waiting on our 1782 notice, and so that will impact our next projections and the budgets, things that we have itemized. So as soon as we get that, when I come back in January, we'll have all those and all the new projections for 2022. And that's my report for finances at this point.
Next up is new business. First reading of corporation policies.
So just as we've been talking about pretty much since I came on board, we're updating policies, the Neola policies, working with Dr. Jim Halleck on that. And the latest batch, 33 policies, came out in the end of October. We have processed them in November, and they are now ready for your review. This is a first review. There's no action tonight. Just letting you know that they are available for review.
Any comments or discussions regarding the first reading of updated policies?
And they're in your packets, and you've all seen them. Okay.
All right. First reading of corporation vision statement.
So back in November, we talked about we were going to start working with Dr. Halleck in board training, strategic planning for the district, and one of the outcomes processes of that process is in the strategic plan is developing a district mission. And so over the last few weeks, we've been working with Dr. Halleck, and this is basically just the first public viewing of the first initial corporation vision statement. It's not the final version, it's just in what's in process that you guys have been working with Dr. Halleck. And then this will be developed and possibly tweaked once we get into the goal action plans after the administrative team gets in with Dr. Halleck and works with him as well. And we get the feedback on some other things that are in the agenda. So I will push that up there. And basically it's developing creative, critical thinkers who can adapt, confront, and endure life's challenges. So that was what came out of the first couple sessions with Dr. Halleck. And just wanted to share that as first reading. It's not adopted yet.
Discussion? Any questions? Okay.
One of the thoughts was on confront as to whether that's actually more, and again, this is just thought, but is that more confrontational? Is there a better choice of words we can put in there that has a strong meaning? That was something that I was thinking about.
My thinking on it was that when I look at those verbs, those transitive verbs, I was looking for a word that would be more positive or more proactive rather than, to me, adapting is okay. Enduring, to endure life's challenges can sometimes mean you just let them happen to you. You know, and you're maybe just strong enough to endure it, or maybe you're not. So I was looking for a word to add to that would be more proactive, I guess. What? Yeah. So I looked up. I looked up all the words because everybody has a different definition sometimes. So to confront, and which is what I meant, it means to face, or especially in a challenge, to cause to meet, bring face to face, or so that I realize that is confrontational. So I would suggest, or what I'm thinking now is the word brave would be more of what I meant, I guess, with confront. So, and the definition for that was having or showing mental or moral strength to face danger, fear, difficulty, having or showing courage. So I would like to change confront to brave.
I think we'd all like to encourage bravery over confrontation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes perfect sense.
Front to me means you face it. You're not afraid. So So twist on words, so if you wanna change the word, change the word.
Definitely don't want it to be misinterpreted, regardless of what words we choose.
We'll keep working on that and working with the teams, and we'll come back with a second reading next month.
Sounds great. All right, consideration of food service director request for credit card.
So, I've alluded to this before, but there's a lot of issues right now with the supply chain, and we have a lot of gaps sometimes in the food services to where Ms. Boyce will order items and then they're not delivered, or they go up there, or the delivery is not all there. It's like missing items, or there are not as many as what they ordered, and so they have to scramble at the very last minute. And so, in order to do that, she's had to go to all kinds of storefronts and had to go online even for some things. And so, in doing that, you have to come get the corporate credit card, do that, and then there's an internal fight between the accounting. So, she's got an account there, then we got to go back to the food services accounts, and it's just a big nightmare. So, I'm just requesting that we have, and Ms. Boyce is requesting the opportunity to, and we just have to get permission from you, from the board, to have a specific food services director card so she can use it for those purposes.
That just kind of consolidates the steps
Absolutely.
and the transfer of monies, makes your life a little easier.
Yes.
Kind of isolates the account, makes them go through that.
Okay. So it would be a separate account?
It will be a separate account specifically for food services.
Which would come out of
The food services account.
okay,
yes.
so then who does, as far as, I'm assuming there are internal controls.
Right, all the internal
procedures,
controls, right.
And all of that.
Yes.
It wouldn't bypass any of those.
It would not, no, because then those still go through our office. It just runs through that account, so it saves some extra accounting steps going from the corporate accounts to the food services. So it will speed the process up and allow her to do the things that we need to do to feed our kids.
Yeah. I'll entertain a motion to approve the request for food service. Let's made a motion to approve. Lisa seconded. All those in favor? Consideration of the 2022 to 23 school calendar.
So in your packets, you do have the proposed 2022-23 calendar. What we did is we mirrored a lot of what happened this year, and also sought input from other schools as well in the county for alignment purposes. And so it does align very similarly to this year, but there's some additions as well. But what we have is we have the school starting for staff, for teachers, I should say, on August 5th. For the rest of this, all staff on the 8th, and then students' first day would be on the 9th of August. And then we have this year, because of some of the things we're wanting to do and some of the goal action plans that we'll be putting together starting in January, the vision and mission of the district, we're going to have some professional development for staff. And so those days are built in as well, which is different than we have this year. So they will be PD days built in periodically throughout the year. For teachers, and then on those days, students will not come to school. They will be on e-learning so that we can train our staffs the way that we need to. And then our fall break, Thanksgiving break, spring break is aligned with the other county schools. Not Greencastle, but with the other county schools. And then because of the way Christmas fell this year, or Christmas and New Year's falls in that calendar, we broke up, and so we're not coming back on the 2nd. We broke it up so that the break starts in the middle of a week, and then we come back in the middle of a week after the 1st. And then the last day of student day will be May 24th, last staff day the 25th, and then graduation on the 27th.
Has this been previewed by the employees and?
We have went to the Classroom Teachers Association. We have gone to the administrative leadership team, and I talked, and then provided it to you. So it has been vetted among all of those parties.
So what was your initial feedback from groups?
that it was good and that it's meeting the things that we need to have. And then the PD days spread out, everyone agreed that those would be great additions to the things we're trying to do. It's hard to have staff members do new things if we don't train them and take the time to do that. So we are going to build those in moving forward.
So on those professional days, will you have like a plan for all of them for the whole entire year?
Yes. So that's something that we'll be working on this next spring, is the plan for what those professional development days look like next year.
Okay, and then you also said that there would be e-learning during those professional days. But how are the teachers?
Right, and so that's going to be a discussion as we go forward. There's a difference between synchronous and asynchronous e-learning.
Right.
And so on those days, it'll be asynchronous. In other words, the students will be working on pre-planned lessons. They won't be in virtual. There'll be check-ins throughout the day with the teachers, checking emails and for questions, those types of things.
Okay.
But then they'll be following up when the students come back on those lessons that they do. But it's asynchronous rather than synchronous learning on those particular days.
Okay, so then like the 4th and no, not the 4th.
The ones in purple.
One's in purple. February 3rd and November 4th and September 23rd.
Correct.
So are those counting for the 100 in the 180 then?
Yes, they do count. They do count in the 180 days of education days. Yes.
Have we ever considered pushing spring break? I know this is a discussion you have to have at other schools, but further back, I mean, so the semester ends, they have a week of school, and then they're out again. So, I mean, it's like they're starting, and then they get this break, and it's almost like they have to start from scratch again, like a whole week. Like, have we?
Yeah. So this is just in alignment with the other county schools, and so we're having discussions where I actually have conversations tomorrow about what the future may look like on that. But this aligns with what Area 30 is doing as well.
Sure. I mean, for future reference, maybe we
But
look to push that a couple weeks back. That way they have.
Or push it up, because
3 weeks. Well,
if they end the 9 weeks, then you can even push it up, so that you wouldn't have that break, so you can start fresh when they came back too.
and then it's really cold when everybody wants to go somewhere.
So is the purpose of having it coordinated with the county schools then because of Area 30?
Yes.
Except for Greencastle.
Except Greencastle, but the other county schools in Area 30 is basing their calendar based
So
on.
did we change ours? Is that why Greencastle is off? Like the other 3 schools in Area 30 changed their schedule?
The 3 county schools are all in alignment, and Area 30 is aligning with us. And Greencastle's came out last year, way ahead of time. Yeah.
They try and mirror all mirror the other 3 county schools.
Has anyone ever considered having the same week for fall break and the same week for like the first week of such and so, or the third week of, I mean, here you've got the third week of October and the third week of March. To me, that's an easier or more efficient way to do it, so that your families always know that my spring break is the third week.
Unfortunately, though, the reason that they picked fall break for that week is because of Covered Bridge Festival, and that changes. Because last year it was the second week.
True though.
Yeah.
If you live in North Putnam, you'll understand. That's a nightmare. Like,
Oh, well, see, yeah, I guess if we're coordinating with all this, yeah.
That's
Okay. All right, I'll let that one go.
We have a motion to approve the 22-23 school calendar. Greg made a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Joe made a second. All those in favor? Consideration of approval of Compass Keynote Consulting LLC to conduct a climate audit action item.
So as previously talked about with our discussion with Dr. Halleck, I'm the new guy in town, newly hired, and there's several new board members. So I'm recommending that a 3-day district climate audit be conducted by Compass Keynote Consulting. They conduct climate audits for Westfield and Avon and several other schools throughout the state. And what this does is very common practice, and it helps provide insight, especially in the strategic planning processes that we're getting ready to enter into in the spring and in January and into the spring. And so it helps us identify areas of strength and areas of growth. And so I think it's very important information for us to have as we move through that strategic planning process. So I'm just asking for authorization to approve that plan audit.
Do I have a motion? Wes made a motion. Lisa seconded. All those in favor? Next up, we're going to revisit the approval of COVID reopening plan.
Yep. So as part of the ESSER grants that we receive, the CARES Act grants, we have to revisit our school reopening plan every 6 months and have it reapproved. And so that's what we're doing tonight, is to make sure we do that so that we stay in compliance with the ESSER grants. This is very similar to what we already have up online. There was just a couple tweaks and changes. The major one being that elementary students are now, that there is a vaccination available for elementary students, so therefore it's just the vaccinated state went to not required. We're not requiring them, but before it said they weren't available. So I made that change and cleaned up a couple of other little languages. But other than that, it's almost identical to what we already had. It's worked for us thus far.
So the only change is changing recommended, not required.
Yeah, and then we cleaned up, and then just make sure that we're encouraging water bottles and those types of things. So those are the biggest things that we did on the change. Everything else is what's brought us through everything so far.
Do I have a motion and a second to approve the reopening plan as provided? Craig made a motion. Joe seconded. All those in favor? Consideration of approval of Baker Tilly U.S. LLP Municipal Advisory Services.
Yeah, so we talked about this before. I just told you guys we're bringing it to you, but we have a lot of things in it with me being the new guy, and there's a lot of legacy accounts and a lot of things that have changed with CompuTrol that we want to make sure we get all of our accounting and all the accounts done correctly before the start of the year, so that we start off the year in a great shape and making sure that we're all in alignment, and then get ready for in case there's state audits. So it's a preparation thing. It's being proactive, making sure that everything's ready to go in case that would happen. So I'm just asking for approval to engage their services.
What do we anticipate that to be?
Once they do their initial assessment, then they'll give us more detail on that. I just want to make sure we're thorough. It's based on the services are charged based upon the services that they need to provide. And if they don't meet the highest level, they provide the level of service that we would require. So
we're billed according to what needs fixed.
Absolutely, yeah. And so they'll do an assessment before we get into it.
We're on the I think it was the second page of the engagement letter, where it's in connection with our performance of any non-attest services. You agree that you will, and it has a bulleted list. That's you, right? To continue to make all management decisions, designate an employee with suitable skill, knowledge. Yeah. You're that employee, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So moved.
Need a motion to approve Baker Tilly Municipal Advisory Services.
I'll second.
Lisa seconded. All those in favor? Consideration of South Putnam Middle School High School Gym PA system.
Yeah, so the middle school high school PA system is on its last leg. We are patching it together. We're soldering it. And hoping that it works. And some days it does, and some days it doesn't. Most of the components of that system are from the 1980s. There's even a cassette deck in there for those of you who are interested in.
So it's retro.
So it's retro. It needs major updates. It needs just completely overhauled, and so I'm asking for authorization to do that. We have the funds available to make that happen, and it's just something that's needed to be done for a while, and it's time.
How far out is acquiring that system?
And this is is why I'm bringing it to you now, because we are several months out of getting all components, because they're just, again, supply chain issues. We're way out on some of that stuff. So the earlier we can get authorization to do so, the sooner we can get it fixed. My goal would be to have it fixed by graduation. I would hope that we can get it done by then.
Is that gonna be vendor
Yeah,
installed, or?
it'll be vendor installed and with warranties and all of that. Yes.
Is it, the entire system? Are there any components?
Any a couple of the amps we're going to be able to utilize, because that's what they would quote in it, because that's along the way we try to patch and fix and add things, so a couple of things we're able to reuse, so that'll save us some money.
But that money savings is not a detriment to the rest of the system, meaning
Correct.
we're not saving $1, but still don't get the system we want.
No, I know for sure the amps that are there in the quotes that are coming are what we already have, the amp part, and that has nothing to do with the rest of the sound, the equipment.
Is any of that work going to have to be, if we do renovations or remodeling or things in the future, is there anything that's going to get in the way of that? I mean, I know we want to have it before graduation, but I just want to be sure we're not spending a bunch of money putting a new system in and have to tear it out to do AC or something else.
Right.
And then
As of right now, it doesn't look like they won't crash together. So, yeah.
Do we have a rough dollar figure we're talking?
It could be upwards of $50,000, but it hasn't been done for a while.
Since the 80s.
Since the 80s. Yeah, and it needs to be done because the music's different. All the inputs are all different now. They're all digital, and it's built on a definitely analog system.
Play 80s music then?
It very well could. I mean, you could throw in one of your cassettes. I'm sure you have a few.
You want to bring your cassettes in? All right, do I have a motion to approve updating the South Putnam Middle School, High School PA sound system?
So moved.
Wes made a motion, do I have a second? Joe seconded, all those in favor?
Me.
Superintendent's report.
Yep. Hey, I'm not going to take a lot of time here. Basically, I've been here. This is now I'm in my 6th month since starting, and I can sum up everything that I've experienced so far with # Eagle Pride. I'm very proud to be here. Very proud to be an Eagle. There's so many things that are going extremely well at every level in the district right now. There are a lot of things going well. We have projects that are in development that are going well. We have the bond issue just funded today. Schools are getting back to some form of normalcy. We got sports going on. We have plays. We got performances. We've got events. I saw the elementary event the other night. I mean, just a lot of neat things. So it's coming back to that normalcy. So that's great. Fall sports finished up really strong. The winter sports are off to a great start. We have several students. We have teachers, programs. We have schools, and they've all received amazing recognition and rewards. I mean, just since I've been here. And the neat thing is we're only just beginning. This is just the beginning. We're building on all of this. There's a lot of positive momentum in the corporation right now, and I really look forward to building on that. I want to build on the successful traditions. You'll see that in a tagline that we have for the school, right? Building on the successful traditions that kind of got us here, but I'm ready to build and continue on to those innovative features. So there's a lot of good stuff going on, and I just feel really good with where we are. And we'll get that climate audit, and I think we can build off of that and find areas of growth as well. So with all of that, I just want to say thanks to the amazing staff, our amazing administrators, students, families, the community, all for the support, because we're not where we are without you guys and the things that you're doing. So just thank you so much for that. Educating our future citizens is hard work, but I think us all working together, we're going to get them where they need to get to. So I'm just here to say thank you to the board for your support, and all you who are here, and staff and families and community. Thanks for what you guys are doing. Great stuff.
Thank you, we appreciate you. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Lisa made a motion, Greg seconded, meeting adjourned.